I don't know, kids play nice.
Another video review, and today I'm in Las Vegas, and this is a 1990 Nissan R32 Skyline GTR. It's a mouthful when you say it out loud, but the good thing about the GTR is that they never get old to drive, and they all sound different and they all feel different, but down to its core, they are incredibly put together cars for how old they are. And the neat thing about this is you look at the 240s, you look at stuff like that, they feel old, right? You drive them around, they rattle, they creak. The R32 rarely has really loud rattles and creaks, and it's pretty remarkable. I mean, the interior, especially with this Vertex wheel, this is my first time driving a Vertex steering wheel, and it's so comfortable. It's so nice. The hype is real. This is a twin turbo one. It's not a big single, but it has the upgraded HKS twins, and they make all the right noises. And see, just like that, it's not scary. It's just super smooth and enjoyable to drive. Compared to the JZ, for example, I know I always compare the RB26 to the JZ, but I think it's kind of a fair argument because the RB was kind of first. You know, the turbo's on the opposite side. It has independent throttle bodies. The JZ does not. And the thing about the RB is that it's less displacement, so the down low isn't as strong, but when you get up to the high RPMs, it makes it really fun. So you're just revving it higher and higher, and that is a bump. If you notice, when I got into it, there was that little bit of lag, but it's not lag that's annoying, it's lag that's kind of like dramatic and theatrical. And the RB has a very, it's like a comforting sound. It's hard to describe because the JZ is very violent. The RB is like, oh, you just want to go fast? That's great. This thing's absolutely beautiful. The R32 is timeless. It has Workmeisters on it. It's got basically a titanium look on the Workmeisters, if that makes sense. It has like a neochrome almost, and usually that looks tacky, but it doesn't. He's got legit parts all the way around. Nothing's cut corners. It also has a really old school gritty turbo gauge up here too, which I've never seen before in these cars. And it's the mix of old and new, which is so, you know, tasteful. And the AEM gauge is molded in place. AFRs are good. And the car just runs so good. I mean, if you just listen, me barely big toeing it, piece of cake, silky smooth. The first Skyline I ever drove, you know, was a GTST. And that's a rear-wheel drive. And then I drove the GTR my very first time, thinking that it wouldn't feel that much different. I was wrong. They feel completely different. The motor setups sometimes are different with the RB25. On the other hand, driving right-hand drive, it feels way more natural than it used to be. First time I drove right-hand drive, I was like, how do people do this? It's this very like harmonic sound. Oh my God, it sounds so good with the windows down. The best exhaust, I will defend this to the death for the R32 Skyline, or pretty much any Skyline, is the Tomei. The Tomei is so aggressive up top, but down low, no drone, not annoying. It's not a big fart can that just is right in your ear. Once you get to that 4,000, 5,000 RPM, it's nothing but smiles. Inline sixes from Japan have this elephant trunk, like wild noise when you get up top, and it's so satisfying. The owner used to own a Terminator, so they've experienced two really good sounding cars, but they find much more enjoyment out of this in the long run because it's just more usable. You know, at the end of the day, you can get on it more, you can enjoy it more, and the Terminator is just dumb loud, you know? There's a reason why people in the States have bought Skylines, right? We always wanted them, but I feel as though it almost might have Skyline fatigue at some car shows for some people. You know, if you did this, I don't know, 5 years ago, you pulled up to a car show in a Skyline, people would literally melt. Like, they would lose their absolute mind. Now they see it and they go, oh, it's a Skyline. And now we kind of feel how the people felt in the different countries. You know, they're like, oh yeah, I see it all the time. But I think that's kind of sad because it's definitely a staple in automotive history because it won pretty much every race it was in. And when you drive it on corners, drive it around everything, it had mechanical four-way steering. It was super ahead of its time. Now, I can pull up to many modern cars and still hang with them. You know, and still be right on their butt. And maybe even beat them. There's a Charger and a Challenger in front of me. You know how tempted I am just to go up there and just like troll them in this nearly 30-year-old car. This car was built before I was born and it still feels nice. But the HKS turbos, they are a major difference. When you drive the stock twin turbos, you feel as though the R32 has something lacking. And I don't even think it's power. I think it's just the power delivery. And then you add more, and then you have this one that makes 480 to almost 500 horsepower. That's what fixes everything. Like the 32 at 500 wheel is perfect. Like it's literally perfect because if you go any higher, you're gonna be spinning all four wheels, you know, the diffs aren't gonna like it as much, the car isn't gonna like it as much, it's gonna start hopping lanes over, right? You probably get more looks at the gas station in one of these than in a Ferrari or a Lamborghini. People have those like fatigued out now, but it's because people just don't know what it is still. And these have been legal for years now. These cars are very easy to rev match too, because even though it has that download lag, it's not enough to make it a pain in the butt to rev match. Another thing about the Skyline is that the gearing is very long. The second to third is so satisfying in this car because when you get it, you feel the turbo spool up so fast and you're still in boost. That's the benefit of having the smaller twin turbos. Red line in this car is 8,200 RPM, which is pretty bananas, but the peak power is probably more around 7,800. So if you want to get that perfect shift into that next gear, it is definitely around 7,800. You feel a difference. You see the car leap forward way more. Because when you go higher than, you know, say 7,900, 8 grand, it just kind of lingers there. You know, the car isn't pushing as hard. But when you do that 7,800 RPM shift, it just goes bam and it just loves it. It's like, you know what, this is my sweet spot. When I first got in it, I had to ask if it was a twin disc because it was that easy to drive in comparison to, I don't know, let's say an Evo. An Evo with a quartermaster is ridiculous, and everybody who has never driven one will stall it. You have to rev it to like 4,000 RPM to get it to move. And the R32 with the twin disc, all I have to do is literally let off the clutch and you hear it. It's ready to go, and then I add a little bit of throttle, just like that, piece of cake. You have the time to get on it for a short period of time, and you have the time to slow down because it has upgraded rotors and better pads and all that good stuff. But I will say though, the factory brakes on the R32 are pretty good. They're very similar to the 300ZX brakes, which are used on freaking every 240 ever. There's a reason why people go with these brake calipers. But if you put a really good pad on it, better fluid, better rotors, you'll never have a worry in the world when it comes to stopping. Oh, we got some spinning. Whoa! Well, on that note, I'm going to end this review on a high note, quite literally. And R32 Skyline, what do you guys think about it? What do you think about this one in particular, done right? A Skyline done right. What do you guys think about the Skyline now that it's been in America? Do you think the hype is gone? Do you think that it's overrated now after seeing it so many times. I personally do not think it's overrated. However, I would love to hear you guys' opinion in the comment section below, and I upload every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. And my voice is gone, and I will see you guys next time. Take it easy.